defensively to start the game? A lot of misses you probably would like to have back. Is that where you felt that early in the game they were able to get an advantage?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think finishing around the rim's probably been a bit of a problem. A few games against Melbourne United, they did a good job of protecting the rim. Maybe wore a few that weren't rewarded as well, and I think that got into our heads a little bit. I thought our focus wasn't great tonight. I didn't think our discipline was great. I thought we got a little upset with some officiating early, and it just trailed off into some of our play. And we've got to be better than that. You know. After the last game, Dino brought it up about all the free throw differentiation, and we've seen this happen 2 years back in the semi-finals when both teams go to the line 40-odd times, and the next game you come in and there's no one going to the line. They have a really good way of influencing calls that way, and we have to be better at just playing through contact. I thought their physicality really worried us.
So not that the free throw count necessarily is indicative of anything, but you do sort of double their free throw attempts, but it sounds like you thought there should have been more whistles. Is that what you're suggesting?
Oh, no, I'm saying that their physicality worried us around the rim, and, there were some times there where, we wore a few hits, some contact down there, and then we start playing for fouls, and then it's in our head when the whistle doesn't go, and we've just got to push through and be better than that and execute regardless.
Pretty big minutes tonight for the starters. Is that what sort of went into that thinking?
I just thought that we weren't getting a lot of kick out of our bench, to be honest. Cole came in, but he got foul trouble straight away. We didn't really get Rowdy going tonight, and we struggled. They did a good job of, pinning him down and top locking him at times and being physical with him off the ball, and we weren't able to free him up as much as we would have liked. But we wanted to continue to push through with that because he's an important part of that, which maybe, hurt Ruben's minutes a little bit. It was one of those games where matchups, we wanted to make sure Trey Cal was out there when Chris was out there, and if Chris is going to play long minutes, it means Trey Cal's going to play long minutes. It's one of those nights.
What did you see, Alan? Just, again, to start the game, they've now got the two bigs that they're sort of able to get 40 minutes out with Lee and Humphreys. Have you seen anything change in terms of the matchups through the season series against them?
Not necessarily. I think I put myself in a position, just me personally, to get where I wanted. If y'all watched the game, y'all saw that. A lot of times I was going in there looking for contact. A lot of stuff that thought I would typically get in terms of an and one or whatnot just didn't go that way today. And to be honest, they did a really good job, and I'll take it on my shoulders and say I wasn't good enough. I wasn't physical enough. They out physicaled us, and that starts with me. And I think that, like you said, Lee and Ice did a good job of just trying to be as physical as possible. But I missed a bunch of bunnies that I probably should have made.
Just on the other end, Simon, I think last time they didn't score many points. I think it was low 70s, but they had 50 points in the paint. They had 48 tonight. Is that, maybe it's not the number that's necessarily what you look at, but what did you think of the defense interior?
Yeah, I thought I think our focus wasn't great throughout the course of the game. We let ourselves down. There was some just inexplicable just squaring off the ball, and they get penetration, get on the rim unharmed. You're not going to get a lot of help sometimes when a guy like Chris is on the floor because you need to be in his pocket, right? And there was times where we had responsibilities just to contain the ball, and we weren't great with that tonight. Having said that, also some of the threes that were made early in the game. Chris hit one from half court, then he hits one with a finger in his eye. Like they're tough threes. You're going to wear those ones. We weren't really prepared for Rayshawn Tucker. I'm turning the back of the clock with Rashad Tucker. For Rayshawn Tucker to put in a perimeter performance like that, tip the hat to him. We got a plan with how we wanted to guard him, and he took what we were giving him, and he took care of his business. He was exceptional tonight.
When a guy gets on a run like that, is it just sort of, as you say, just tip your hat and not much you can do?
No, you got to find a matchup that's going to quell it a little bit. I thought Junior Madut did a pretty good job in the third quarter when he came into the game of taking away a little bit of the influence. But again, it was also about following the scout and making sure that you execute it. And there was times where we let him use ball screens. Alan was doing a great job of communicating, the defensive coverages out there to our guards, but I don't think we did a great job of executing them. And so, there was things with that you've got to sort of, okay, we'll persevere, but we've got to get that right, and then you get it right, and he still scores. Like, okay, well, now we've got to look at matchups. I thought Junior did a good job, and we qualified his influence a little bit in that second half, but he made the big plays when they counted, and he was up and about. It was good.
I know we've brought up bench points before in previous periods. I know it's not the be all end all, but you sort of, I mean, how important is it going to be in the running to have a bench that you can really sort of look at heading towards it?
Yeah, so let's talk about the bench points, because you guys keep bringing it up. Okay, we are not suffering when our bench players come in. Okay, maybe we did tonight. Okay, but I feel like you guys have got to readjust your attitudes. Again, when those bench guys come up, the scoreboard's still ticking over. Now, it didn't tick over tonight. Okay, just at all, at any stage. We weren't great offensively. But is the scoreboard still ticking over? You got a great starting five, you got great scoring from all positions. Well, sometimes when bench guys come in, we've got to really key in and focus, and that's the time that we'll go for Rowdy. That's the time when we'll go get Trey Cal involved. So this fixation about the points that our bench gets, I think it's something that maybe it's overstated a little bit. Okay, are they being productive? Are they getting a defensive job done? Are they scrapping on the loose balls? Are they boxing out? Are they doing the other things that we're asking of them? Yeah, okay, then they're great. This sort of line of questioning came about when we were missing Kyle and Joe Chi, and all of a sudden it's sticking with us. All right, so maybe just delve a little deeper and say, okay, is the scoreboard? Because I remember one game we had Junior Madut score plus 35 with one bucket, and Ruben Tarangi the same night had no points and was plus 38 or something. Okay, so yes, they weren't getting the buckets, but we were scoring with them on the floor and stopping the opposition, and we were getting some really good productivity out of them. So we didn't get a boost out of the bench tonight, but I think in some of those other games have been unfairly pegged for being, non-productive.
Coach, it doesn't seem like Kyle is giving the same sort of output that he has in previous seasons, and he's been really important. What do you need to kind of get into him in order, because that creation off the bench is super important for you guys. What do you want from him out there in order to trust him with those minutes?
Yeah, so Kyle hurt his knee after he got COVID. Which put him back a little bit, and he's just started playing without the tape, and he's still lacking just a little punch off from a standing start in regards to his movement. So he's getting better. He's really close to 100% health, and I just, once he's healthy, he'll be able to sort of assume his role of being that scoring punch off the bench.